Hey, hello, how are you? Welcome to Road Odyssey. Hope you are having a fantastic time. This is video number 6 relative to my Z06 observation videos. Yet, in all of these videos, there are topics embedded of which relate to probably all of the C8 Corvette models. Of the topics that can be related to virtually all the C8 Corvettes, I have 3, and that is display errors again, and then the fueling, where when you're pumping gas into the Corvette, the car can catch fire. And then the third topic is I've noticed the cruise control on my car has acted a little weird. As far as driving the Z06 and only the Z06 on long distance drives, I have 3 topics. Number 1, trunks. Like in the Stingray, the rear trunk is warm. Well, the front trunk on the Z06 is also warm when you're on long drives. Second topic, Strakes and underbody panels. You might want to consider taking the Strakes off and making sure that the underbody panels are applied and fixed to the car properly. Third topic are tires. Check your tires before all your long drives. For me, I have seen my rear driver's side, which is your rear left, mine has worn all the way through to the metal. I just accidentally caught it while out on a drive. Well, these cars are set up with a very, very aggressive tire set of angles. And so with the regular summer or high performance tires, you're gonna wear these out a lot faster. So I wanna talk about that. So let's get into it. I have gone over the infotainment display problems before in some prior C8 videos. My Z06 also is having infotainment display problems once in a while. To GM's defense, I've not tried an OTA over-the-air update. GM was still looking into infotainment display problems back in April 2025, even for models of other vehicles. The problems are very few and random for me. You can usually fix the problems with a few simple steps like those you can find through Google or the forums. First, in November 2023, the infotainment display came up blank on first start. I simply stopped the car, then restarted it, and the displays were fine. It happened a second time a month later, December 2023, while out on the road. Blank infotainment screen. I hit the home button and the screen returned as normal. Over a year passed, then it happened again, a third time. While out on the road, the infotainment screen went blank. Nothing would bring it back while on the road. I got home, pulled into the garage. Once I started into the garage and the headlights came on, the front cameras activated, turning the infotainment screen back on. Weird. Here's another weird example. When I stopped the car while having the PDR up but not recording, I got back into the car and started it up. The PDR was displayed immediately but stuck on that initial notification message. There was no button or anything I could use to turn the screen off. I shut the car off and the message remained on the screen. I next show both the dash and infotainment screen as off. Got out, walked away to the street, and then returned. Once I got in, started the car, everything was fine. At the time, I was thinking there was a problem maybe caused by the Apple CarPlay. Just a suspicion. The cruise control has acted strange with me in a specific condition. When I was driving, cruising at 70 miles per hour, I bumped it up to 71. Okay. Then I bumped it up to 72. It jumped to 73, skipping 72. Going back down from 73 to 72, that didn't work either. Kind of strange. If you have a similar problem, consider anything and everything, including an over-the-air OTA software update or visit the dealership. I did a little bit of Google searching and got some thoughts. Most importantly, a possible transmission problem. Therefore, you might want to take your car in for a checkup ASAP if you see anything really weird with your cruise control. Have you seen this? Corvettes catching fire while fueling, or just after. I ran across this by accident. GM has issued a recall on C8 models equipped with a radiator and fan on the same side as the fuel filler, as excessive fuel spilled near the nozzle can be drawn into the engine bay where it may ignite. That includes all 2023 through 2026 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 models and the ZR1 basically. GM rolled out the recall voluntarily on August 21st, 2025 with the GM program blah 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 and placed a stop sell on existing inventory. There is no fix just yet, but the plan is to divert spilled fuel to a safer location. How about some rules to consider? No topping off. Stay with your car while you're pumping at all times. Insert the pump handle or nozzle fully into the tank inlet. Prevent any dripping to stay away from the vents and air inlets and brakes. There is a recall. You can make an appointment with a Chevy dealership, giving them time to prepare. They will install a diverter or a shield to divert any spilled gas. Although in my letter and the one listed on the NHTSA says there are no parts available yet. For now, I would say be very careful, obviously. Hot trunks. The C8 Z06 trunks are spacious enough for long trips, but they are hot. In the Stingray, I would put anything that could be affected by heat up in the front trunk. Not so with the Z06. I've noticed that on any day drive when I get home and plug in the trickle charger, that the front trunk is really warm. This didn't bother me when I went to Chicago, Illinois in the early spring because it was still cold outside. I had all kinds of safety items and snacks in that front trunk. I found a YouTube channel of several, this being New Horizons C8, that supports the fact that both trunks on the C8 Z06 are hot. The front on the Z06 is noticeably hotter than the one in the Stingray. Z06 Strakes and underbody panels. My C8 Z06 has the Z07 full aero kit ground effects package. Front splitter, diplanes, rocker skirts, which might be standard, Strakes, and wing. I went through a rough parking lot. I heard a bang twice. I looked under the car and saw that the Strakes looked abnormally curvy, buckled up. I had hit them on a pothole and maybe a lump that I didn't see. After looking at the Strakes at home, I removed them. Why? Well, I don't race the car. I really don't want to hit the Strakes again and mess up the underbody panel. That's really my main concern. To take the Strakes off, you will need a 17mm socket. There is a button or a sort of grommet midway that I didn't know how to remove, so I just popped the Strake off of it. I thought that from hitting the Strakes that the underbody panel had gotten pulled down. Maybe not. You might notice that the Strakes, or that second from the front underbody panel, is sitting over the top of the front underbody panel. I thought this seemed a bit weird. It should be on, underneath the front panel, like scales of a fish. So I looked it up. I found articles about the dealership not installing underbody panels right. The first notifications about this may have come from the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, then echoed by many other car news outlets. I think my car's Strakes underbody panel has also been installed wrong. It should have been put on prior to the front panel so that the front panel overlaps the top or front end of the strake or second panel, preventing the two openings you see in my pictures. I have not fixed this yet. I don't see it as being terrible. I think you should check your C8 Z06 for this improper install. Have the dealership fix it if you trust them, but it really should be fixed. Tire wear. Tires are very important. We all know that. I don't track my car. I take long drives and cruises, often very long distances. I drive all different road surfaces, including a lot of chip seal, which is rough like giant sandpaper, and gravel dirt roads. My Z06 came with the usual Performance Pilot Sport 4S tires, which the rear tires wore out after 15,000 miles. I think 15,000 miles on these tires was very good. I wanted replacement tires that would hold up for longer, say 20,000 plus miles if possible, and maybe not cost quite as much. I have bought the Michelin all-season 4 Plus ZP tires for the rear replacements. Looking at the prior 4S ZP tires, they had a 300 tread wear rating. The new, of which I'm getting the all-season 4 Plus ZP tires, have a 540 tread wear rating, giving me more assurance for lasting on my long-distance road trips, while still having pretty good performance too. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe down below, hit that like button, helps a lot. And I really hope these topics have been of use to you. And with that, hey, you know what? Please relax, take it easy, be a motoring fanatic, and enjoy your road odyssey. And I will see you later. Bye.